Good morning slash afternoon slash evening, everyone. We live in a world obsessed with what's seen, the highlight reels, the polished moments, the curated versions of ourselves. And yet, what truly captivates people, what lingers in someone's mind long after they've met you, isn't what you show them, it's what you are when you're not trying. Today, I want to share 4 things women often have no idea men notice about them. Not the obvious things, not the things we're conditioned to believe matter, but the real things, the quiet things, the things that make someone unforgettable. There's something deeply powerful about a person who doesn't hide behind a mask of perfection. We live in a world that constantly tells us to present the best version of ourselves, to filter, to edit, to refine, to make sure we're always put together. But here's the paradox. What actually draws people in, what makes someone unforgettable, isn't perfection. It's realness. Men notice when a woman is willing to be open, when she isn't afraid to admit she doesn't have all the answers, when she can say, I don't know, or I'm scared, without feeling like it makes her weak. Vulnerability is what makes us human, and there's nothing more magnetic than someone who embraces that. Think about it. We don't connect with people because they have flawless lives. We connect with them because we see something in them that reminds us of ourselves. We relate to their struggles, their moments of doubt, their ability to say, this is hard, but I'm showing up anyway. Vulnerability is often misunderstood. We equate it with fragility, with weakness, but in reality, it's one of the strongest things in the world. It takes courage to stand in front of someone, to be seen for who you really are, and to trust that you are enough. It takes strength to say, here's what I'm feeling, or here's what I'm afraid of, instead of hiding behind a wall of indifference. Men notice when a woman isn't afraid to be vulnerable, not in a way that demands attention, but in a way that makes space for real connection. It's in the way she shares her story, the way she opens up about her experiences without shame. It's in the way she owns her past, her mistakes, her lessons, instead of pretending they never happen. And here's the thing, vulnerability isn't just about sharing your struggles. It's also about allowing yourself to feel deeply. Men notice when a woman isn't afraid to show joy, when she laughs without holding back, when she gets excited over the little things in life. They notice when she cares about people, about causes, about the world around her. Because caring means opening yourself up to disappointment, to heartbreak, to loss. And that's not weakness. That's bravery. The women who leave the biggest impact aren't the ones who try to be invincible. They're the ones who are real. The ones who don't pretend to have it all together when they don't. The ones who know that true strength isn't in never falling, it's in getting back up every single time. So if you ever wonder what truly makes someone captivating, memorable, magnetic, it's not about being perfect, it's about being authentic. The more you embrace who you are, the more you invite others to do the same. And that is what people never forget. Confidence is often misunderstood. We tend to picture it as something loud, something that walks into a room with a booming presence, that commands attention, that speaks in bold, unwavering tones. But true confidence, the kind that people really notice, isn't always loud. It isn't always announced. In fact, the most powerful kind of confidence is found in the smallest, quietest moments. Men notice it when a woman carries herself with ease, not because she's trying to be noticed, but because she's comfortable in her own skin. It's in the way she moves, the way she takes up space without apologizing for it, the way she holds herself, not for the world, but for herself. It's in the way she walks into a room without needing to shrink or overcompensate. She doesn't have to prove anything, because confidence isn't about performance, it's about presence. Confidence is in the details. It's in the way she sips her coffee in the morning, completely at peace in her own company. It's in the way she makes decisions, whether it's choosing an outfit, ordering from a menu, or speaking up in a conversation. It's not about having all the right answers. It's about owning her choices without hesitation. Confidence doesn't mean never questioning yourself. It means trusting yourself enough to decide and move forward. There's something deeply captivating about a woman who doesn't second guess every move, who doesn't look around for validation before making a choice. Men notice when she stands by her words, when she says what she means without waiting for permission. They notice when she can sit in silence without fidgeting, when she isn't constantly checking her phone or looking for something to distract her. That kind of quiet self-assurance is rare. Confidence and discomfort. Another thing that truly sets confident women apart, the way they handle discomfort. Life isn't smooth, conversations can be awkward, things don't always go as planned, but a confident woman doesn't let small setbacks shake her. If she trips in public, she laughs it off. If she's in an unfamiliar place, she doesn't panic, she adjusts. She doesn't need to control everything because she trusts herself to handle whatever comes her way. Men notice when a woman isn't thrown off by life's little hiccups. There's something undeniably attractive about someone who doesn't get flustered over the small stuff. It's not about being emotionless or unaffected. It's about knowing that she is resilient, capable, and adaptable. Confidence is owning who you are. True confidence isn't about fitting a mold. It's about owning who you are. It's in the way she embraces her quirks, the way she doesn't try to hide what makes her different. It's in the way she speaks passionately about things she loves without worrying about whether others share her enthusiasm. Men notice when a woman is unapologetically herself. When she isn't afraid to be goofy, to make a bad joke, to be a little weird, because confidence isn't about perfection, it's about self-acceptance. A woman who can laugh at herself, who doesn't take herself too seriously, who knows her worth without needing to broadcast it, that's the kind of confidence that leaves an impression. Final thoughts. Confidence isn't about the big moments. It's not about making grand statements or walking into a room expecting all eyes to be on you. It's in the little things. The way you breathe, the way you sit, the way you exist in your own space without apologizing for it. Because when a woman is truly confident, not in an external, performative way, but in a deep, internal way, it's impossible not to notice. In a world full of noise, distractions, and conversations that feel more like performances than genuine exchanges, there is something rare, something magnetic about a person who truly listens. It's a quiet kind of power, one that doesn't demand attention, but inevitably draws people in. When a woman truly listens, men notice, not in the way we often assume. Not just hearing words or nodding along, but really listening. The kind of listening that makes someone feel understood, seen, and valued. Presence is everything. We live in a time where people are constantly multitasking, scrolling through their phones while having dinner, nodding absent-mindedly while checking notifications, preparing their response before the other person has even finished speaking. But there's a kind of magic in the way someone listens when they are fully present, when they are there with you, not just near you. Men notice when a woman gives them her full attention, when she locks eyes and truly absorbs what they're saying instead of just waiting for her turn to talk. There's something deeply powerful about that kind of presence. It makes people feel important, like their words matter. It's not about grand gestures. It's about the small, almost imperceptible things. The way she tilts her head slightly, genuinely curious about what's being said, the way she reacts with her whole face, her eyebrows lifting in surprise, her smile appearing at just the right moment, her expression shifting in a way that says, I hear you, I see you, the way she doesn't rush to fill silences, allowing space for thoughts to settle instead of nervously jumping in with the next thing to say. These details may seem small, but they don't go unnoticed. They make a man feel comfortable enough to open up in ways he might not with others, because when someone listens like that, it's safe. It's disarming. It's rare. The difference between hearing and understanding, there's a huge difference between simply hearing someone and understanding them. Anyone can hear words, but to truly listen means picking up on the emotions behind them, the hesitation, the excitement, the unspoken fears. A confident, emotionally intelligent woman doesn't just listen to reply. She listens to understand. She doesn't interrupt to offer advice unless it's asked for. She doesn't rush in with a solution to fix the problem. She understands that sometimes people just want to be heard. Men notice when a woman listens with patience, when she allows them to express things they may not usually talk about. There's an unspoken gratitude in being truly heard, in feeling like you don't have to be the strongest person in the room all the time. That kind of understanding creates a sense of emotional safety, and that's something people don't forget. Listening is an art, not a skill. You can't fake real listening. You can try, but eventually people sense when someone is just waiting for their turn to speak. True listening requires care. It requires being present in a conversation, not to impress, not to win, but to connect. Men notice when a woman listens with kindness, without judgment, without rushing to correct or criticize. They notice when she remembers small details from past conversations, when she brings up something they mentioned weeks ago, proving that she didn't just hear it, but actually kept it with her. That kind of listening, it makes people feel seen. And feeling seen is one of the most powerful human experiences. What listening says about you, the way someone listens says more about them than about the person speaking. A woman who listens with patience, with attention, with warmth, sends an unspoken message. You are important. What you say matters. You are not alone. That kind of energy is unforgettable. It's rare in a world where so many are desperate to be heard, but so few take the time to truly listen. And that's something men notice. Not just in the moment, but long after the conversation is over. We often think people notice us only when we're on, when we're dressed up, when we're speaking in front of a crowd, when we're putting effort into being seen. But the truth is, some of the most unforgettable moments happen when we aren't trying at all. Men notice the way a woman moves through the world when she thinks no one is watching, not in a way that's judgmental or critical, but in a way that's deeply observant. Because these are the moments that reveal the real her, the way she exists in her own space. There's something mesmerizing about a woman who is at peace in her own world. Maybe it's the way she absent-mindedly hums her favorite song while making coffee, or how she brushes a loose strand of hair behind her ear while lost in thought. Maybe it's the way she twirls her pen between her fingers while thinking, or the little smile she gives herself when she remembers something funny from earlier in the day. It's these tiny, effortless details that make someone truly magnetic. Not because they are staged, but because they are real. A woman's energy when she's alone says so much about her. Is she comfortable in her own presence? Does she radiate a quiet confidence even when no one is there to affirm it? Does she dance to her favorite song in the kitchen, letting go without caring how she looks? Men notice these things because they reveal something deeper than what's on the surface. They reveal who she truly is when the world isn't asking anything of her. The way she treats the world around her, you can tell a lot about a person by the way they interact with the world when no one is paying attention. The way she greets a stranger with a kind smile, the way she pauses to pet a passing dog, the way she closes her eyes for just a second when she feels the warmth of the sun on her face. These are moments that aren't meant to be impressive, and yet they are. Men notice when a woman carries an energy of warmth, of kindness, of presence, not because she's performing, but because that's just who she is. The way she reacts when she drops something and laughs instead of getting frustrated. The way she looks up at the stars with quiet wonder. The way she gently fixes her necklace while lost in thought. These moments are revealing. They show a sense of ease, a sense of joy, a sense of being. Authenticity is unspoken but powerful. The way a woman exists when she isn't performing for the world is often the most beautiful thing about her. There is no pretending, no effort to be perfect. Just the raw, unfiltered energy of a person who is simply living. Men notice this because authenticity is rare. In a world that constantly pushes people to curate their lives, to present only the best versions of themselves, there is something irresistible about a woman who is just herself effortlessly. She doesn't need an audience to validate her joy. She doesn't need approval to feel good in her own skin. She moves through her day with a quiet confidence, knowing that she is enough, without needing anyone else to tell her so. And that kind of energy is unforgettable. At the end of the day, what people truly notice about us, the things that stay in their minds long after a conversation ends or a moment passes, aren't the things we try to highlight. It's not the perfectly curated images, the rehearsed words, or the way we present ourselves when we're trying to impress. It's the real things, the quiet things, the unintentional things. Men notice the way a woman allows herself to be vulnerable, the way she shows up authentically without fear of imperfection. They notice the quiet confidence she carries in the smallest moments, in the way she trusts herself and moves through the world without seeking approval. They notice the way she listens, not just with her ears, but with her presence, making people feel truly heard. And most of all, they notice the energy she radiates when she thinks no one is watching, the truest reflection of who she is. These are the things that make someone unforgettable. Because at the heart of it all, people don't remember what you wore, what you said, or how you looked. They remember how you made them feel. And the most powerful thing a woman can be is herself. Fully, unapologetically, effortlessly. That is what truly captivates the world. Thank you.